Okay, so what we have here is a CV, Glendale Recruitment. They're like an agency that deals with your CV. You give them your CV and they spice it up and they give it out and they go and look for some work. So there's a nice little CV here. You can see that it's got all the different parts of it: personal profile, your education, your qualifications, skills and experience, um, your hobbies at the end. But it's not done very good. It's kind of like it could use a bit of work. So let's look and have a look and see what we can do with this. The first thing, I'm going to look at is number three. Even though it's not that relevant to what we're doing, it's good to know how to select information, select your text, and be sort of proficient about it. The first one I'm going to talk about is shift and arrow. The shift key on your keyboard, what is it? Okay, cool. What we're gonna do, we're gonna click before boiler. So I'm just gonna click. I'm just gonna zoom this a bit for you to see. There we go. Um, just click before boiler. Hold down the shift key and just click at the end of an industry. At the end of industry.
So you want us to highlight from boiler to industry.
That's right. So click, hold down shift, and click at the end, and you'll see that shift and arrow will basically select parts of a document, so it gives you that kind of control. You can select any 2 points. I can select from here to here, hold down shift, click at the end, and very easily allows me to do that. Okay, that's your shift and arrow method. Now, I find that it's very easy to highlight things in this. So for example, if I wanted to highlight the word boiler, yes, I can click and drag like that. But remember, you can also just double click it. Double click any word in that document and you will highlight it, okay? Double tap or double click and you will see that you can highlight any word by double clicking. And that's your double click. Quite a handy thing.
Yeah, I tried the double click and I did the one to the end, and it also went.
It went all the way, okay.
Yeah, it goes to the end. So double click on the word and then just click on the dot we were saying at the end.
Okay.
Mm.
That's good. And remember, you can move a lot faster and operate a lot faster when you know how to do double click. Not many people know the next one. There is there's also a triple click function that will select whole paragraphs. So if you triple click anywhere in this paragraph, one, two, three, okay, it will you will highlight whole paragraphs by using a triple click formula. Just 3 clicks.
Three clicks off the shift.
No, not with shift. This is just triple clicking on its own.
Okay.
That's it. Triple click and that is handy for highlighting your your paragraph. Karen, is that okay? Did you? Okay. Um, and finally, there's also the Control A, which is select all. So if you need to select all of the information in your document, hold on that Control key on your keyboard. It's at the bottom left of your keyboard. Hold on Control and A. A stands for all, and you will highlight all of the stuff in your document. And there used to be on older versions of Office, there used to be just a very simple way of doing it. You just went to Edit and select all, and that was it. You can still do it in this one. You just need to go to your editing group at the end and click on Select and select all. Okay, but Control A. So, I mean, remember, if you need to change all of your text, the style at the same time, you want to select all of it at the same time. All right, so, and um, formatting of your text, okay? And formatting text. Now, if you basically look at what it says about formats, if you look at the dictionaries and whatnot, you will see that it will give you three different explanations. One, you'll get the general physical appearance of a book, a magazine, or a newspaper, such as the typeface, the binding, quality of paper, margins, etc. You'll also get the arrangement of text on printed output or a display screen. And you'll also get to prepare a disk for writing and reading. You know, the old floppy disk, I've got to format it, I've got to format this disk and stuff like that. So basically, what's happening is that you're changing something. Something is being altered or changed. Whether you're formatting stuff in the book, you're arranging the pictures around, whether you are formatting the text, or you're preparing a disk, you're formatting the disk for writing or reading. This is quite relevant to us. The text in green is basically relevant to us because this is what we're doing in the context of formatting. It's the arrangement of text on printed output or a display screen. So we're actually going to format text. We're going to apply changes to it because ultimately we want to print it out so it looks like that, or we want to view it on the screen in that particular format. Um, so for the ECDL syllabus, you got four main things here to look at. One is font types, the other is font styles, one is creating a style, which we should know how to do, and using a tool called Format Painter to copy formatting. Let's look at the first one, for font styles. What I want you to do is just um, click or just highlight the top bit of text, Glendale Recruitment. So I'm just going to click and drag. Sometimes click and drag is the best way to do it. My computer is a bit slow because I'm running all this extra software at the same time. So it's actually a bit slower. So highlight Glendale Recruitment, and if you look in your font group, you've got all these options here to do with your text, and that group is responsible solely for the formatting of your text. So where will we go to change the font type? This one. Okay, these are your styles. After you have your text, these are extra styles you add to it. But your type of font will actually be up here in the box up here. Ah, this drop down list here will give you all of your font types, which in their own right used to be a style of writing. Okay, it's just that over the years they've become standard forms of text. And but certainly centuries ago, someone new would have said, "Oh, look at this style. It's great, isn't it?" And then yeah, we'll use that from now on. Great, and just become standard. So let's just change this to Arial. Arial, because that's quite a popular one. Arial is probably the most proper font in use today. Um, okay.
Excuse me, the font styles are the font theme fonts, or is it the font types?
The font type will be the built-in um, list of text here. Okay, these are all different styles of writing. Okay, those are your font types. What I wanted to do is just move your mouse over these additional buttons here. So move it over these buttons because it gives you extra information. Okay, it actually tells you what that tool is. This says bold. It makes the text bold. Italic, underline. You got font color, change case. So you'll see that it actually tells you what's going on. So let's make this text bold. Okay, make it bold, underline it, and make it italic. And you'll see that it's highlighted yellow to show you, to indicate that it's been applied to the text. That's great, isn't it? Also, size is actually a style as well. Size matters, okay? If you click on the big A up here, yeah, you can see up here that up here you've got something called grow font and shrink font, and that you can quickly make your text bigger by clicking on the big A. Okay, like that. And it gets nice and big. And then you can actually change the color of it as well.
So the bold, underlined, and all that lot, and the size are all styles.
They're all styles. Why are they styles? Because they're things you add extra. You add on to the base. You know, if every day I came in the same shirt, you know, and then one day I turned up in a rainbow colored shirt, you'll say, "Oh, I like your style." You know, I like the colors you use. I like the way you underlined it and sort of it's different. You know, I added something else to it, and that's the main thing to recognize. Really, you've got your font type and you got your font styles. Okay, so basically just complete the first two boxes there and what you think a font type is and a font style is. And then what we'll do next is that we'll create a style in the next section. Is talk about font styles, how you create your own style basically. If you look at this section over here, right, you'll see that there are some built-in styles that we can use very quickly like this to our text. All right, what we're going to do in this section is we're going to create our own style so that it's saved on the computer all the time. So when you open up Word, you'll see your own style saved. So this means that you don't have to sort of figure out what styles you added to create it. Because it's saved, it's always there. So let's do that basically. The first thing to do, let's highlight Glendale Recruitment again, because we're going to create a style and apply it to this text. I mean, you don't have to highlight it. You can always apply your style later, but we can always do this first of all. Once you've done that, once you've highlighted your text, go to your styles group, and you're going to click on the styles drop-down box. Okay. So I'm going to refer to your dialog drop-down box as just drop-down box. Okay. And you want to go all the way down to this section here. Okay, where it says new style, just down there in that section there. Okay, so styles group, drop down box, and we're going to click onto new style. Okay, are we all there? Okay, and it says new style because that's where we create the new style. Now, the first thing to do is give it a name. Where it says name up here, we're just going to give it a new name. So I'm going to call this one Lively Yellow. Lively Yellow, okay, that's my name. And once you've thought of a name, this section here, okay, is where you basically apply all your formats and all the stuff you want to do to create this font. Do it there. You can change the font type. You can change the formatting, the color. So I'm going to choose. You know, when you choose a font type, it makes a big difference on how it looks because there's so many different font types. You know, I'm just gonna try and choose something that I think is a bit lively. Um, I'll try the Belfast Heavy. Belfast Heavy. I'm going to make that a size 16, and I'm going to make it bold on top of that, and I'm going to choose a color. Even though I say lively yellow, I'm going to make it slightly orange. There you go. Probably not the best sort of color to do on CV, but just for demonstration purposes. Yeah, call it anything. And then you put it together. Choose your own sort of styles, and don't forget you got color as well in the corner where it says automatic. That's your color. And now, if you want this to appear every time you open up this software, there's a little checkbox you need to tick. If you just tick on this one that says new documents based on this template, if you tick that button, all right, that should remain saved in your document. I'm just going to click OK and close the styles window. And do you see up here? It's up there now. Lively yellow is in that group and it's there to use whenever.
Isn't it? Because it's for the whole document.
Um, it should be a normal, but when you click away, it does go back to normal automatically. Okay, so like I said, you can modify your styles by right-clicking on the style you want to change, click on modify, and I'm just going to change this one to something a bit more appropriate. Okay, I've chosen that color, and I'll click OK.